Hello crafters, today I'm going to be showing you 5 ways to use your embossing folders in new and different ways you probably didn't think of before. So before I even start, can you please subscribe to my channel? It would mean the world to me. And now I'm just showing you all of the embossing folders I have. It's not a big collection by any means at all, but the ones I have, I honestly don't really use them, so I'm not going to be buying more. And this is honestly why I did this video, just so I could kind of challenge myself and challenge you as well to use them. And I just showed all of them. These last two are from Crafty, the ones before from some magazines, and all the other ones are from Sizzix. If you have any questions about any of them, you can tell me down below and I'd be more than happy to tell you. And that one was a cut and emboss one. So now on to the first technique, which is an ink technique. It's very easy, but it gives amazing results. So to do this, you're going to want to take your embossing folder and an ink pad. I'm using a smaller ink pad just for it's easier to do, but you can totally use a full-size ink pad if that's the only thing you have. And you can really do it on any side of the embossing folder. Just keep in mind you'll get very different looks whatever way you decide to do it, but they will turn out very well. And something I recommend doing is try to wipe the excess ink if you can. I didn't do it, and it turned out fine, but it would probably been better without it. And as you can see, I'm filming in my pajamas because it was late and I just wanted to film this, so I did it. Sorry about it. So once that is done, I'm going to take that out and you can see the result, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. So that's the first technique. The second technique is kind of similar, but it's distress ink embossing, and this is a very fun technique, a bit messier, but anyway, for this I'm using a yellow mustard seed, an orange, I don't know the colour, some marmalade or something, and the third one, brick red or something. They're all distress inks anyway, a yellow, an orange and a red, and I'm kind of doing that in a kind of a gradient or ombre pattern. Then I'm spraying that with some water until like medium drips form, and I'm putting my card base in and closing it, and then I'm putting it through my embossing machine, my die cutting machine. And the next is probably my favorite. It's very nice. It gives a really rich background, and to do this you're going to want to emboss an entire panel of card with embossing powder. It actually does not use too much embossing powder, but because the embossing powder comes in such big jars that it really, you don't see a big difference in like how much you have. And I just put some of this stampendous ink over the top. You can of course use a Versamark ink pad, but I had this and I thought I might as well use it. And then I just covered the entire thing with some Crafty's copper embossing powder for something a bit different. Obviously you can use whatever you want. Try and have it shiny though. I think it really gives a better result if it's shiny embossing powder. And then I'm going to give you a very satisfying clip of just some embossing powder melting. It's sped up very fast, and I wish embossing powder sped up this, like melted this fast, but unfortunately it doesn't. So you're just going to see that, and embossing powder is really amazing, and I'm so glad that I can use it. And especially with this technique, it really opens up so many doors to different techniques you can do. And once that is done, you're going to want to heat it again, and you can put it directly into your embossing folder and press really hard, and you'll kind of get a subtle effect. But if you really wanted to get more, you can obviously emboss it, which is what I decided to do, but that's why I'm heating it up. It's just so it gets you get a deeper embossing, even if you don't emboss it, if you know what I mean. So I'll put that through my machine. And the next one is how to stamp directly, and it's really easy. It's basically the same thing as the first technique, except you don't put it through your die cutting machine. And yeah, it works pretty well stamping. You're not going to get the most perfect thing on this planet, but you know, it's good for if you're in a pinch and you really want to use your embossing folder as a stamp. Next one is kind of one of my favorites as well. It's actually embossing the paper twice, and you're really going to want to be careful about what kind of designs you used. I used a big pattern and a small pattern. Obviously you can try whatever you want, and I'm sure it'll turn out perfect. So anyway, here you can see the first thing. Then I put it into the clock embossing folder by Crafty, and I put it through again. and you're going to see that it gives a really, really different effect, and it's really, really nice, and I'm very happy with how it turned out. So anyway, I guess that's all for today. If you like this video, please like, comment, and especially subscribe to my channel, and tell me down below if you have any tips, and I'll see you next time. Bye!